Luton Town are in a position every club fears when they get relegated from the Premier League. And that is another relegation. The Hatters had a fairy tale rise, but are now on track for a meteoric fall. This is a club in desperate need of my services, in desperate need of a rebuild. Taking over at the Hatters, and you can see the side we have to start things off. It isn't the worst side in the world. Some players we can definitely use as anchors throughout this rebuild, but they do need some serious changes from season 1. Getting into it, I don't want to be playing the 5-2-1-2 formation. For me, I'm going to move to the 4-2-2-2 formation. Don't use this often, but I think it's the best for right now. And straight off the jump, it was so obvious that we needed a second attacking midfielder. We needed a high-rated attacking midfielder to be alongside Tahith Chong, and we head to Trabzonspor to find our man. It is the Austrian attacking midfielder, Mohamed Chan, 23 years of age, 74 overall, joining us for 5.5 mil. I also do find it wild that Tahith Chong isn't a wonder kid anymore. I remember when he was one of the hottest prospects at Manchester United. Now 24 years of age, 71 overall. He needs to have a good season, otherwise he'll likely be gone next year, or at least upgraded. I will say though, there are a lot of players in this squad that are older, in or around that 30-year-old mark, that we need to clean out. A serious clean out happening in season 1. We need to build the money. Jordan Clark, midfielder, heading to Leeds United. I mean, we are playing a formation where center midfielders are not necessary. There are a couple that I'm going to convert to defensive midfielders or attacking midfielders, but the vast majority, especially if you're older, you're gone. That's what Mpanzu falls under. I know he's been here for a long time. I know he was a part of the journey, but the journey's over, the fairy tale's over. I don't want Mpanzu being here for the nightmare. Joe Taylor heading off on loan to Antwerp, but another man out, Amari Bell to Red Bull Salzburg. Our second signing comes in the form of a centre-back. My strategy, it's very similar to the attacking midfielder. I got somebody that can help us get back up to the Premier League right now. Not a wonder kid, not a veteran, somebody that is also 23 years of age, 74 overall, moderate potential, but can get us right back now. Say hello to Christopher Wu, joining us from Stade Rennais. I've got a few decent young prospects though that I want to loan out and see how they come back. The Irishman, Mark McGuinness, who heads to Villarreal for the year. The right back, Ruel Walters, who heads to Vitoria for 2. And finally, Zach Nelson, the young striker, who heads to Poland for 2 years. And Joe Johnson has his release clause activated by Hellas Verona. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know this one was even possible. I didn't know it was activated, but he does have the showing great potential sign, but 18 years of age, 61 overall. We could easily go replace him. I'm about to go check our squad though to make sure nobody else has any sneaky release clauses, and if they do, I'm getting them out of the contract. But that is our opening transfer window at Luton Town in the books. I want us to be pushing for promotion back to the Premier League. Obviously, that is not the real life goal for Luton Town. I mean, it might have been coming into the season. Things have changed for the Hatters though. Ideally, I want us to avoid relegation, but I think this team on paper is too good for that. Let's see how the first half of the season starts. The silver lining, we have still got a decent amount of money to make some serious business happen in January, and I intend on it. This is what I'm talking about. We are in the automatic spots right now. Stoke City are up there with us, which is quite ironic. Stoke and Luton being in the automatic zone is the most unrealistic thing ever currently, but we are there. Leeds United tied on points. There is a serious drop-off still available to happen, so we need to make sure we come out swinging in this transfer window. I want to make some big moves. Mads Anderson was taking game time off Christopher Wu. I can't allow this to happen. So Anderson heads to Bournemouth for just over £2 million. But the big move is going to happen at the right back role. This is where I want to make a big signing. 71 rated Daiki Hashioka heading to Everton for 3 mil. Getting that money in allows us to invest in a new right back here. A +4 upgrade for a man that is, what, 3 years younger than what we originally had? Joe Scally, the American, signing from Borussia Mönchengladbach, 6.5 mil. And with the remainder of our budget, we're going to invest in a backup attacking midfielder, Welshman Ruben Colwill. The bounce back has been completed after 1 year in the championship. Luton Town are heading back up to the Premier League. We have won the championship, getting our first trophy as Luton Town gaffer. This is the perfect start. And the thing that got us there, the goals. 89 goals. That is 26 more than second place Stoke. That is brilliant. Scrolling down the table, the relegation zone, we'll see Sheffield Wednesday, Portsmouth, and Plymouth Argyle relegated. Liverpool won the FA Cup. We went out to Liverpool in the quarterfinals. That would have been huge if we entered the Premier League and already had European football. Arsenal win the Carabao Cup. We went out in the quarterfinals there as well to Manchester United on penalties. What is this season? Hull City will be joining us next year in the Premier League. Hull, Stoke, and Luton. What a top three. Elijah Adebayo, 32 goals, 5 assists. What a first season as well. Mohamed Cham, 21 goals, 26 assists, 47 goal contributions. Are you kidding me? Some of our front four have all had incredible seasons. Chong gets up to a 75. Wow, he's gone up +4 this year. I was not expecting that. We are going to be saying goodbye to 4 players. James Shea, Tim Krul, Victor Moses all live. What has happened to Victor Moses? Victor Moses, the Nigerian rainbow man. That is, all right, they're all leaving. Tom Krause, his loan move is ending as well. We had him on loan from Mainz, but I do want to bring him back next year. I think I'm going to make it priority number 1 to bring him on a permanent deal. Premier League bound for season 2. The biggest goal though, surviving relegation and making sure Luton don't get the title of a yo-yo club. Come on, fellas, we had to bring him back. We had to. It was priority number 1. With that Premier League promotion money, it definitely didn't take a big chunk out of the budget either. But one of the key pillars of our Premier League promotion campaign has returned to reap what he sowed in the Premier League, Tom Krause. We didn't pay a crazy transfer fee for him either. £16.5 million is fairly modest. But if we want to survive in the Premier League, signing Tom Krause is not going to be enough. João Gomes is going to join him in the defensive midfield role. Wolverhampton got relegated, so we got him on a relegation fire sale. 17 mil for the Brazilian. There are unfortunately some fellas that will not be joining us on this Premier League journey. Liam Walsh, one of those heading to Swansea. Alan Campbell heading back down to the Championship with... No, wait, actually, he's staying in the Prem, isn't he? Hull got promoted. Reece Burke is off on a Spanish adventure. Corley Woodrow heads to Watford. And the big departure of this transfer window has happened. It was one I tossed and turned about, but ultimately we've accepted an offer for Marvelous Nakamba and the defensive midfielder heading to Lazio for just shy of 5 mil. Speaking of 5 mil, we are nowhere near 5 million subscribers, but if you enjoy the content, maybe we'll get there one day if you subscribe down below. That might be my best call to action yet. Back in the Premier League, the only goal for this year is to survive relegation. This is the team we enter the Premier League with. Big questions as to what we do in January. We still have £25 million, and I'm gonna be blunt. If Carlton Morris isn't scoring goals, I'm going in for a new striker. If Kaminsky isn't keeping clean sheets, I'm going in for a new goalkeeper. We need to be cutthroat to keep Luton in the Premier League. It's the 1st of January. We are entrenched in the relegation battle, currently 1 point clear of Hull. Stoke City have some massive work to do if they want to get out of this hole, but we are very, very far from safe. And well, I think I've just answered my own question. 30 goals has us in a great position, but we have conceded the most goals in the Premier League so far. Yeah, only 2 clean sheets for Thomas Kaminsky, 2 assists, which is quite interesting to see. Carlton Morris is doing his job, 9 goals, 9 assists. I will probably look to upgrade him next year just based on a progression standpoint, but it's not the priority right now. We need somebody that is ready to go right here, right now. And that is why we are going to sign Dore Petrovic from Chelsea. Unable to break into Chelsea's starting 11, he is ready to take his career by the horns, get more game time, and become a superstar. And I'm hopeful he can do it here at Luton Town. £20.5 million for the Serbian. Petrovic is the type of guy I could see being with us for the entirety of this rebuild. All right, I'm stopping the simulation here. It is the final day of the Premier League season. We sit in 15th. However, we could end up 19th by the end of the day. Stoke have already been relegated, but it is between Hull, Luton Town, Everton, Forest, Bournemouth, and Brentford. 6 teams battling it out to survive relegation. And the team we face on the final day of the season, Fulham. My favorite club, Fulham. Now, last year in real life in the Premier League, Luton Town lost to Fulham at home on the final day of the season, which saw them relegated. We're in a much better standing than Luton were last year. Here we go. Can we survive? We win it! Adebayo with a brace. Oh my God, Adebayo with a brace against his former club. Former Fulham man scores a brace. Oh, that is huge. I never want to see Fulham lose, but right now, I'm happy to see it. We survive relegation. Luckily, even if we had lost, we would have survived mathematically. Bournemouth Brentford, Stoke go down on 34 and 33 points respectively. But even Everton and Nottingham Forest they have 34 points. They survive on goal difference. Scrolling up the table though, and the Premier League champions are Liverpool, who win it on goal difference. Bournemouth have been relegated, but win the FA Cup. Bournemouth will be playing Europa League football despite being in the championship. That's actually hilarious. We went out to Gillingham in the 4th round. And we're playing Conference League next year. Oh my God, I didn't know this happened. We have won the Carabao Cup. We won the Carabao Cup 3-2 over Chelsea. That is actually awesome. All right, Conference League football next year. We beat Norwich in the semi-finals, Bristol in the quarters, Fulham in the round of 16. So we had a relatively straightforward run to the final, but we stepped up against Chelsea and we have won the Carabao Cup. And I suppose we'll take a look at European football for the first time. Inter Milan winning the Champions League, Arsenal the Europa League, and Aston Villa the Conference League. I am so curious to see how we go in that tournament next year and how it affects our budget. Adebayo getting the job done, man. 21 goals. Carlton Morris, 29 goal contributions. Unfortunately, though, I'm probably going to have to upgrade him next year. Mohamed Cham gets himself 22, up to an 80 overall. Doherty up to an 81. Beautiful. Krauss Gomes, great first year for them. Tahith Chong doing decently here. Unfortunately, I tried to renew the contract of Joe Taylor, but he has decided to play elsewhere on a free. And Jaden Luca, I'm letting him walk on a free. The first 2 seasons of this rebuild, though, have been so much fun. Bring on the Conference League in season number 3. It's time for a new star striker, fellas. We've got Conference League football coming here. We need a man of the future. The Ukrainian striker, Vladislav Vanat, is joining us from Dynamo Kiev, £18 million. 79 overall, 24 years of age. Don't think I've ever used this guy in a rebuild before, so I'm keen to see what he's got. I'm going to sign a backup left back here. Not too bothered about who we bring in. Going to bring in the Englishman Emmanuel Longello. We have nobody if anything happens to Alfie Doherty, so this is just us covering our ass. I am so glad that I kept hold of Carlton Morris for the first 2 years of this rebuild, but it is now time to cash in. Carlton Morris sold to Atalanta, 10.5 mil, which is more than I thought I was going to get. We've entered a new era by getting into the Conference League, so we need signings that reflect that. Morgan Rogers is a massive addition to the attacking midfield role. I am so pumped about what we're putting together here at Kenilworth Road. Morgan Rogers joins us for £26.5 million. This is the type of rebuild where everything, like the progression, is just tickling my brain in all the right places. I am having such a fun time with this rebuild, and I'm hopeful the good times keep rolling. Just don't get relegated this year. I want to push up the table. I want a top half finish, Europa League, Conference League. I don't think we have a good enough team to push for Champions League, but if we find ourselves in that situation, I'm not going to be mad about it. But how we perform in the Conference League is going to be incredibly interesting. This is a tournament where I would love for us to go on a cup run. I mean, I look at the teams available outside of the top 2 to 6 teams. I would say we're better than all of these teams. So we'll see how it unfolds. All right, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. 1st of January, Luton Town, 8th in the Premier League. We're keeping the goals down. We're not scoring as many, but we're not conceding nearly as many. 28 points. There is the chance for a drop-off. I mean, we are definitely not close. We are not safe. Everton on 13 points. Both Burnley and Hull do not have a win. Keep on shitting the bed, lads, and we'll be fine. And I see no need to reinvent the wheel here in January, which is why we're just going to sign Shay Charles, the Northern Irish defensive midfielder from the Championship from Southampton, 4.8 mil. 8th in the Premier League with Luton Town. We were clear of teams like West Ham and Newcastle, but we were so damn close to Champions League football. 7 points away from getting in the Champions League with Luton Town. And I don't even know if this gets us Conference League again for next season. Here's to hoping we can win something else. Arsenal finish a point ahead of Tottenham, Villa, and 2 ahead of City. We honestly were only 9 points off a Premier League title. Who is going down? It is Everton, Burnley, and Hull. No surprises there. At least they managed to get a win. Fulham beat Brentford in a West London derby to win the FA Cup. We went out to Villa in the 4th round, and we were unable to go back-to-back in the Carabao Cup. Liverpool take down Spurs. 3rd round exit to Brentford there. Inter Milan are going to go back-to-back as Champions League winners. West Ham win an all-English Europa League over Villa. How do we go in the Conference League? We came 3rd in the league phase. 3rd in the league phase, undefeated. That is huge. That is, I mean, I expected it, and it's a lot of the teams that I expected to be up there in that again. So we're going to skip the playoffs and we're going to go right into the round of 16. We beat Besiktas 3-2 on aggregate. Quarterfinals, we beat Stade Rennais. We are on a cup run into the semi-finals. Are we going to make the Europa League final? We are! We beat Fiorentina and we're versing Real Sociedad. Can we win a Conference League with Luton? Yes, we do! Conference League winners in Season 3. This rebuild has been a dream so far. We've won a trophy every year and we get Luton Town their first European honour. That is massive. Luton Town Conference League winners. And Morgan Rogers, what a first year at the club. 28 goals, 11 assists. Vladislav Vanna gets himself 29 goal contributions. Adebayo dropping off a little bit, but up to an 81. Gonna have a really interesting decision to make there as we get ready for Europa League football. Ooh, I didn't catch this at the end of last season. This is the start of Season 4. Last year, Vanat got the Player of the Year. Premier League Player of the Tournament. How does he get Player of the Tournament but doesn't make the team of the season? That makes zero sense. But it is so clear to me where I want to make our massive upgrade for the season. I don't want to go crazy this year, but we need a star centre back. Christopher Wu really hasn't lived up to the hype, so he's heading to Bilbao. We got our man. We got a centre back that can come in and immediately make an impact, immediately become our star defender. We're competing in the Europa League. I want to get the Premier League this season to have a Champions League position, so we have signed the Brazilian Murillo from Villarreal, picking him up from the Yellow Submarine for 32.5 mil. And with fixture congestion likely to kick our ass, I think it's important to get a backup striker. Ellis Sims, welcome to Luton. I have kept it incredibly simple this transfer window. The temptation was definitely there to try finding and selling Adebayo and try finding a new star striker, but I just don't feel like it's necessary at the moment. Adebayo had a big jump last year. He's still banging in goals. If we can get another year out of him, get some more growth and get more money next year, I think that would be brilliant. Overall though, this team is actually incredible. I can't believe I'm saying this only in Season 4, but I don't think we are that far away from contending for a Champions League title. We just need to make sure we step up on the pitch. The goal this year, qualify for the Champions League, and maybe even win the Europa League. And our club captain, Tom Lockyer, I have just discovered is retiring at the end of the season. I want to send him out on a high as a two-time European trophy winner. The draws are killing us right now. 6 wins, 9 draws, 4 losses, 27 points. We are only 7 points out of the Champions League spots. And that's the thing, that's going to kill us come the end of the season. You convert 3 of those draws into wins, and we're up there. Oh my God, we are not going to win the title. Man City have basically almost got the title wrapped up. They are 17 points clear, undefeated, and they are a team not struggling to convert their draws into wins. My God. We are doing well in the Europa League so far, though. Man City also undefeated there. Bloody hell, we're going to have to go through them. But still 2 games to go there, but we look destined to be in the knockout rounds. No business for me in this second half of the season, though. I just want to get straight into it and see if we have it in us to convert those draws into wins. Oh, 5th in the Premier League. Man City miss out on being Centurions, but we finish 5th in the Premier League. Those damn draws at the start of the season have cost us Champions League football. We're in the Europa League again next year, unless we won the Europa League. Who is getting... Fulham had a massive drop-off in the second half of the year, but it is Leeds, Bournemouth and Palace going down. Liverpool win the FA Cup, another 4th round exit for us. Chelsea win the Carabao Cup. We go out in the semi-finals to Chelsea. Arsenal win the Champions League. We ended up kind of stinking it up in January, and we ended up finishing 11th in the Europa League. From what, 3rd or 4th to 11th is a massive drop-off, but we are into the next rounds. Playoffs, and we beat Ghent 4-3 on aggregate, 3-0 in the second leg, so we're still alive. Round of 16, we beat PAOK. I couldn't see us at first, but we are into the quarterfinals of the Europa League, where we beat Lille 5-1. We're going to be facing either Feyenoord, Man City, or Frankfurt. And we beat Manchester City. Oh my God, we could go from Conference League champions to Europa League champions. We're versing Frankfurt. Are we going to win the Europa League? No, we are not. We are going to lose 3-0 to Eintracht Frankfurt in the Europa League final. So it is going to be another year in the Europa League next season. And Marseille win the Conference League. Holy crap. Vanat could genuinely be up for a Ballon d'Or next year. 44 goals, 10 assists for our Ukrainian striker. That is ridiculous. Morgan Rogers is now 87 overall. Adebayo, I'm probably going to look to move him on next year, but he has gone up to an 82 and had another solid season. Alfie Doherty, our captain, hitting an 85, which is also brilliant. But we are going to be saying thank you and goodbye to Tom Lockyer, the Welshman. The man, we all know the story of the championship playoff final 2 years ago. He's put his body on the line, literally, for Luton Town Football Club. And for that, we say thank you. We have secured an absolute killer. Killer Konate. I have wanted to sign this dude for a hot minute since this game came out. I've wanted to get him into a rebuild, and now is the time. This is the moment. This is the guy who is going to get us the Champions League title. Konate the killer and Vanat the virgin? I don't know. What else starts with V? Vanat the villain. These two are going to win us the Champions League title. Karim Konate signs from United. So we've signed a killer up top. Our budget this year is insane. Over £100 million. Let's make sure our bench is super, super strong as well. Tom Lockyer's retirement means we are seriously lacking a backup centre back, which is why we have secured the services of David Zima from Hull City, along with an improvement to the defensive midfield backup stocks, £10 million on Elliot Matazo. I'm almost devastated that we aren't in the Champions League this year. I think we could have pushed to complete the rebuild here in Season 5. This team is so damn strong. Just need Cham and Mengi to grow a little more, one overall more each, and we'll have a fully 85 plus rated starting 11. There are zero excuses for us to not be playing Champions League next year. I think we could try pushing for a Premier League title, and I think we need to go one step further in the Europa League. Okay, a little bit of work to do here in the second half of the season, but on the 1st of January, we sit 5th in the Premier League. Need to get ourselves entrenched in that top 4 though. I don't want to scrape in by a point. I want us pushing for a title. We need to go on a run though. Only 4 losses, but 7 bloody draws. Bro, we just cannot break into the top 4. 64 points. We finish 6th. That is 7 points outside of the top 4. Man City win the league. Villa in 2nd. Brighton 3rd. Man. Oh, this team should be winning a Champions League. Although I can't say that when we can't even qualify for the damn thing. Liverpool down in 11th. Relegated are Ipswich, Everton, and Norwich. Leeds win the FA Cup. We go out to Brentford again. Chelsea win the Carabao Cup. Quarterfinal exit to Liverpool on our hands. Real Madrid win an all-Spanish Champions League. Our only hope of qualifying for the Champions League is if we can go one better than in the Europa League this year. We lost in the final last year. This year, we're automatically through to the round of 16, finishing 5th in the league phase. So we skip the playoffs. Round of 16, we beat Besiktas 6-0. Good. Quarterfinals, 3-0 against Villarreal. We still haven't conceded a goal in the knockout rounds. Can we get ourselves into a second Europa League final? We do! We're versing Wolfsburg with a chance. Oh, please. If we lose 2 Europa League finals in a row, we do not! Come on! That is sweet revenge. That is... Oh, that feels so good, man. We lose last year. This year, we win the Europa League, and we're into the Champions League next season. Vanat, you beautiful man. 38 goals this year. 89 overall. Why is Adebayo playing more games? Nah, I need to sell him. That is so annoying. I've kept him on the bench. And that is, I mean, Konate's still 86, but that is definitely stopped Konate from getting dynamic player potential. God damn it, Adebayo. We are going to be saying goodbye at the end of this season, though, to Thomas Kaminski, retiring from the beautiful game. Next year, I need to bring in a reserve goalkeeper. Champions League bound, finally. 2 years too late as we move into Season 6. Adebayo, it's time to go. You've been solid for us, but yeah, we need Konate to be the killer of the squad. We can't have any grey area on who's getting the goals and who's starting up top. A fair price for him, £35.5 million as he heads north to Liverpool. In a sentence that is honestly wild to say, Josko Vardiol is trading the Santiago Bernabeu for Kenilworth Road. We signed him from Real Madrid. unbelievable. 12 months on his deal at Madrid, so we get him for £60 million, which is still a lot, but compared, like, so cheap in comparison to what we normally would pay. And we're going to start the process to reconvert him to his original centre-back position. And when it comes to a new backup goalkeeper, Jordan Pickford will be joining us, 35 years of age from Forest. We do have an opportunity, though, for some early season silverware, taking on Real Madrid in the UEFA Super Cup. Quite ironically, Josko Vardiol is suspended for this game. He must have got that in the Champions League finals, so he's going to be sitting this one out against his former side. But we are going to get a UEFA Super Cup into the trophy cabinet. It goes to extra time, and then Van Aert and Cham are going to be the difference makers. We take down Real Madrid to win a UEFA Super Cup. That gives me a lot of confidence for the year ahead. I'm going into this season with the mentality that we're going to win it all this year. I want a Champions League title. This team is good enough to win everything. Our lowest rated players are 86 overall. We're going to have players like Van Aert and hopefully Rodgers hit 90 overall this season. And something I'm really proud about is the depth of our squad. We have got so much depth. Our bench is so damn strong. Let's go see who we're facing in the Champions League phases. Oh, okay. Starts in September with a matchup against Inter Milan. And we have Borussia Dortmund in October, along with Juventus. Are you kidding me? AEK Athens and Slavia Praha in November. Nice in December. And it finishes with Napoli in January, along with Sporting. So we need to come out of the gates firing here. It's somewhat easier during the middle sections, but that first 3 games are insane. Let's get to the end. Let's get to January and see how we're going in the Premier League, and then February for the Champions League. Bro, this doesn't make any sense to me. Simulating in this game does my head in, bro. How can we go and win European competitions, but we're continually like 5th to 8th in the Premier League? 7 draws. I don't know how to get over the hump, but we are sitting in 8th right now, 28 points, 6 points out of the top 4. So it's not all doom and gloom, but man, I want to be up where Liverpool are. But then somehow we go undefeated in the Champions League. We finish top of the Champions League. I'm not mad about it. I just wish we could do the same in the Premier League. Ultimately, though, the goal is to win the Champions League, so I'll take this. I will take this. We skip the playoffs into the round of 16. Who will we face? And the answer to that, Real Sociedad. The Spanish club is our opponent in the round of 16. I believe they're who we beat in the Europa League final, who we lost to in the Europa League final. Need to come out of the gate swinging here. On the road in Spain. Look how strong this bloody team is. We need to beat Real Sociedad. We've been undefeated so far, and technically we're still undefeated. Josko Vardiol getting a brace. Still undefeated, but a draw isn't good enough. We need a win at home. Come on now, fellas. At Kenilworth Road. The first time Champions League knockout round football has made it to Kenilworth Road. Can we get ourselves another opportunity? Quarterfinal bound, are we? Yes, we are! Morgan Rodgers in the 84th minute is going to do it following a Canate brace. Morgan Rodgers gets Luton Town into the Champions League Final 8. It has come at a cost, though. Morgan Rodgers, our hero, will be out of the first leg. Oh, Jesus. That is not what you want. PSG in the quarterfinals. We couldn't get Fiorentina. I mean, not like a lot of the teams are tough, but PSG without Morgan Rodgers. Step it up, fellas. Step it up. Tahith Chong in for the first leg here. I'm not going to lie, fellas. I just want to get in and get out of Paris. We are playing a weakened side against a very good PSG side. I'm assuming at least. Let's just get ourselves back to Kenilworth Road with a draw. We get a draw. Fine. That is fine by me. Canate equalizes late there. Hopefully Doherty is not suspended, but we are going to have a full-strength starting 11 if that's the case back at home. Doherty not suspended and 90 rated Morgan Rodgers back in. Please, fellas, just get us through to the Final 4 of the Champions League. Come on. The killer Konate. Come on, mate. 8th minute. We take down PSG. The undefeated Champions League campaign is still alive as we move into the semi-finals. And Morgan Rodgers gets man of the match. That's just poetic. But waiting for us in the semi-final is Bayern Munich. God give us strength. All right. Bit of a change up. Full strength starting 11 on the park, but we're starting at Kenilworth Road. I would love to take a win back to the Allianz Arena in Munich, which we do. Van Aert, the Ukrainian striker, 88th minute winner. Joe Scally, please do not be suspended. Please, mate. Oh, this is a big one, fellas. We hold the lead. We have 0 suspensions. Scally is sweet. This is for a spot in a Champions League final with Luton Town. And honestly, we need it because I don't know if we're going to get top 4 football via the league. Come on, Luton. Come on, Luton. Come on, Luton. Oh, I had a little heart attack there. My brain was not computing it, but we have won it on a penalty shootout. Oh my God. We win it on a penalty shootout, and we are heading to a Champions League final where we're going to verse one of the Milan clubs, one of the dirty, unlicensed Milan clubs. Damn you, unlicensed clubs. And the answer to that, Inter Milan. Luton Town, Inter Milan. Inter Milan going for what I believe is their 3rd Champions League title in this video alone. Taking a look around the leagues though, Chelsea have won the Europa League. Rapid win the Conference League. We get top 4! Come on, lads. That is such a relief. I want to finish it today. I want to win the Champions League today and have this rebuild complete. But there is insurance. We finally qualify for Champions League football via the Premier League, top 4, equal 3rd with Man United. That is massive. Scrolling down, relegation zone, Leeds, Wolves, Southampton, gone. Leicester win the FA Cup, and Birmingham City win the Carabao. This Champions League final, though, I cannot wait, lads. We have built ourselves a super team at Luton Town, and it is our time to finish it. Can we win ourselves a Champions League title with the Hatters? We do have the home turf advantage though. Wembley Stadium, the venue of tonight's Champions League final. 2 of the last 3 Champions League finals in rebuilds that I've done have gone to penalty shootouts. I do not need that stress in my life today. Let's get the job done convincingly in regulation. Oh my God, early shot there. That is a warning sign from Milan. This Land guy plays a peach of a ball to Rasmus Højlund. Milan feel like a different level to start this one. They're going to float that one in there. They get the header. We suck at defending corners. Get that away. Hit, saved again. Konate, nice ball there to Morgan Rogers. Takes it off the chest. Few players around. I might just go for it here. Morgan Rogers with the finesse. That was closer to the top right corner than you thought. Make the tackle. Yes, that's a good clamping tackle. Feed it through. This is brilliant football. Cham, just go yourself. Oh, follow-up falls right to Konate. That is a bit of luck. We needed it, but we take the lead before halftime. All the credit in the world for that one, though, goes to Gomes. What a huge tackle in the midfield. Do not let him get something here before halftime. Just get ourselves into the sheds. Land, it's blocked. Get it away, Rogers. Beautiful. Martinez, smother it. Big smother, Petrovic. Rogers. Flicking that one in. What a ball! Oh, terrible finish. We might be able to even keep that one in. We can't. These are nice moves. Holding it back. Putting that one in there on a platter. Rogers goes for the spectacular. We've done it though, fellas. We have held on here against a rampant Inter Milan. And the Hatters are officially Europe's best club. On the cusp of a double relegation in real life. But in this universe, Luton Town are a different gravy. And after an unbelievable 6-year journey, Alfie Doherty is going to be the man that hoists the Champions League trophy in the air to make Luton Town Europe's best. Lads, if you enjoyed today's rebuild, make sure you click here to subscribe and click here to see me make Indonesia the world's best nation.